Hello, welcome back. It's been another slow going day, boy. I've really been drained a lot lately. I don't know why. I've been drained and losing motivation. I think it's a combination of things. I think it could have been the gloomy weather we had a little bit. I think a big part of it is because I've had a lot of people calling me and coming to me with problems and looking for me to cheer them up or make them better or give them better options or ideas or whatever, coach them. And then my situation still hasn't changed. You know, it's almost a whole year I've been out of work and no income and stuff. And no money, all that kind of crap. And God said He would provide, and He has been. And that I needed to... part of my problem was pride, and I needed to learn how to accept help, and I've done that pretty well. It still ain't easy, but right now, that's how I'm living, is keeping my faith of God providing, which I know He will, and accepting help from people, which they've been helping. But I don't want to keep living like this. I'm burning out on it, you know, and I appreciate all the help I've had and everything God does for me, but I'm kind of done with it, you know. And I keep doing it. I keep making these videos. Falling a little behind. I got a lot of editing to do and a lot to upload. So that's where I'm heading now, is back to Holiday to do some editing and try to get some more done. And then I'm thinking tonight, even though I keep wanting to go to the library, I haven't made it there yet. Tomorrow's Friday. So I'm thinking that Tony's on break, I see. You'll get to see him as I drive by. Yep, that's Tony right over there. So yeah, the last few days I've been trying to shake the funk, get rid of the blues. Crank this a little bit here. See where my antenna's aiming here. A little bit more of an angle here. I don't get too much of an angle. I found that out last time. I get too much of an angle, then it cuts out that side for any shot at Wi-Fi. Shut that off for the moment so I ain't burning fuel. Yeah, so weird, because as much as I'm feeling the blues and as much as this stuff stresses me out, I still know it's going to get better. I haven't lost my faith. I know that God's got a reason for it all. And even though I've been going through this, I've seen God's kept reconfirming by the different people I'd meet or help or whatever, or conversations I'd have, that had I been working somewhere else, that I wouldn't have met those people or had those conversations, that I could feel, you know, like the power of the Spirit or whatever in those conversations, that it was meant to be, you know, really very strongly, you know. So as much as the suffering I'm going through, it's all been worth it. But I am burning out on it, you know. I really want life to be better. You know, I'm still thankful for everything I have and all the good stuff. You know, it's not that I'm not thankful at all. But it is. It's going to get better, and I think it's going to happen soon. I sure hope I'm right. It sure feels like it's getting closer. I can just feel it, like it's almost like a volcano that's about to erupt. You know, I can almost feel like all that pressure there of everything that's going on, that it's just about to break loose and stuff's going to start happening. And I don't think it's going to be bad stuff either. I do think that in the process of it all, I'm sure that some of the not so good people from my past, it wouldn't surprise me if good things start happening for me. I'm sure that the minute they find out, they'll try to sabotage it or wreck it. People, misery loves company in a lot of cases. But I don't think the Lord's going to let that happen. God knows everything I've been through. He knows what's true and what's not. And He knows I've been just through it all. It ain't been easy. A lot of the stuff that went on, I would have liked to just been arguing and fighting with people to protect my integrity and my honor. God just told me no. Do what I'm saying for you. You go where I'm telling you to go. Don't worry about none of that. It'll all happen. Truth will come out. It sucks, especially when you know that when you know or feel that other people are believing lies and BS from other people. You so want to just go get in the middle of it to defend yourself. But when it all boils down to it, you could do that all you want. You could go try to defend yourself and tell the truth. And sometimes when there's stains out there, even though they're fake stains, even though it's lies or whatever, sometimes you just can't straighten it out, so because people are going to believe it anyway or still have doubt or whatever. So I think that's why God had me just go on the path that I've been on, because otherwise that'd be wasted energy. All this time over the last few years for this round of tough times in my life, since my mom died and all this other new ugliness, which is just, oh God, it's terrible. It's amazing how sad and greedy and crazy people change, or whatever. The people you think you knew you didn't know at all. But I could, if I would have been fighting all this time, that would have been another about 3 years of my life that I would have been in the middle of stress and ugliness and fighting and just constant negativity, And sure, I've got basically screwed at the moment because it ain't settled yet, but sure, my brother might have walked away with about $250,000 worth of stuff, and I got zero at the moment. But had I been fighting with all this crap and my family and everything all at the same time, I'd still be sitting here with zero, but I would have wasted all this energy fighting and arguing with people and all that other stuff. So instead of doing that and acting on my own, I listened to God and I walked away from everything. At first I walked away from the ugliness of my brother into other situations with family that were kind of false too and stuff that was going on, but the biggest, darkest one was my brother. He's been tough ever since I've been a kid, All my life I've known him all my life because he's older than me. So anyway, so I walked away from all that in the process of all this legal battle, attorney stuff or whatever. And then more bad stuff happened, and I just kept listening to God. When bad stuff started happening, people started treating me differently. When I know the kind of man I am, and God knows who I am, God knows everything. He watches it all. That's what God told me. Don't worry about it. You just keep moving. You just keep doing what you're doing. And what I'm doing is following what God tells me to do. So when God tells me to keep doing what I'm doing, and He told me not to worry, that all those that have done me wrong or are doing me wrong, that they will repent or they will experience Him. So I shared that with a few of these people before I walked away. And I don't know if God really wanted me to or not. I guess if He didn't really want me to, He would have stopped me from doing it or something. But I let Him know what God said to me about stuff, and I've already seen, and I didn't do nothing with them. I just walked away from them, and I've already seen some of the ugliness happening to some of them, It's their own doing, and I don't wish it on them. It's like, even though my brother's really rotten, I don't wish ill will on him. I don't want to be around him, but I don't wish ill will on him. I'm not happy with stuff, and I wish that things would at least get settled so I could put all that behind me, because it's kind of hard to let go of it. If somebody stole, we'll just say $125,000. Well, if somebody stole that from you, or $100,000 even. If somebody just stole it from you and got away, it'd be hard to kind of just let that happen, right? So, it ain't been easy. But what's more important, even if I got nothing, I hope that don't happen. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think God will allow that. But rather than me fighting all these years and all the stress that would have been, even though I worked at the Foundry, which is a really hard job, I made a lot of friends there. I got to share God there because God started telling me He wanted me to talk about Him, which made me nervous. I said, well, people might think I'm crazy. He said, it don't matter. You'll always have me. So it really started at the Foundry. Even though I've been close to God all my life, it's at the Foundry when He told me He wanted me to really start talking about Him. And I did that, and it went over really well at the Foundry. I was a little nervous about it all because I thought people might think I'm, goofy or crazy or something, that I start talking about God all the time and stuff. But that's what He told me to do, and I have a healthy fear of the Lord, so I'm going to do what He says. I fear God more than I fear any man. I've done, self-defense, man, and I've done laid some whoop downs when I had to. and I don't want to ever hurt one. I'm not that kind of person. But there is that animal in me still of, it's like a mother bear or something, or a father bear, for justice, justice or protecting somebody or whatever, that's when you let that animal out to do what's right and to be strong in that situation, But that doesn't mean you do it with overkill either, So everything's a balance, But, so anyway, in the last few years, even though it's all been really, really tough, I've been able to make a bunch of friends. I've been able to share God with a lot of people, help heal people, have a lot of laughter and fun amongst all the stress, because I've had a lot of stress and tearful days and all that kind of stuff. And I keep meeting more people and helping more people. And when I look at that compared to the contrast, if I would have stayed in all that fighting and arguing all that time and could still be in the same situation I am now, but one's fighting and arguing for 2.5 years, or the other one is the path I took. Boy, did I take the right path, So, I'm going to keep listening to God. And I would suggest the same for you, Listen to God. And if you don't feel like you're hearing Him, well, then you just got to keep getting closer to God, Read your Bible, talk to God, pray. The more you do that stuff, the more you'll start noticing Him, the more you'll start hearing Him, whether it's in different ways you'll hear God. I don't know how to explain it, Just different things will happen, and you'll know it's from God. And look at the Founder, though. He was like literally speaking to me, but it wasn't like a dark voice out of the sky, like, dun, It wasn't like that. It was just that the thoughts were coming to me so fast. And I knew it was from God. It wasn't from me. And I was writing stuff down, and I'm trying to run all these molds and go back and forth and keep all this work going. I was scribbling down notes on a notepad with a red pen, and then I started putting some of it in my phone because it's just crazy. I'm running out of paper. And I still got those notes up. I think they're up here, up above, up here. I hope that's where they are. If not, if I did shift them, then they went into the storage unit that I lost. But I think they're up there. Maybe they are in the storage unit. I don't know. I guess I won't know until I go through everything up there. But I thought they were still up here. I'm pretty sure it is. All the notes that I took. But no matter how this all works out, I know it's God's will. That's what I prayed for all my life, is for, even no matter what I pray for, I want God's will to be first, because He knows what's best, It's like when I was in ninth grade or something like that, when I prayed for my daughter, to have a daughter. God gave me my daughter. Because I used to think I was going to die really young, and I prayed to God that I always wanted His will first. And the main things I prayed for was to always be happy. No matter if I was poor or well-to-do or whatever my situation was, I prayed that I was, for the most part, going to be able to live a happy life and enjoy it. And then I did pray for my daughter, and I got my daughter. And I've prayed for lots of other things that I've gotten too. So, God's always come through for me one way or the other. So, talk to God. Doesn't matter if you're feeling good, feeling bad, whatever. Talk to Him. Better to talk to Him when you're feeling good, because then it's easier to talk to Him when you're feeling down. You know, I'll joke around with Him like that, you know, because I talk to Him every day, and when I'm feeling down, I even joke with Him while I'm sticking some jabs, you know. You know, I'm like, come on now, can't we put a little ASAP on this stuff? You know, because I'm frustrated. I'm done with this crap, you know. I want it to be better, you know. So, don't make me mad, dear God. I get a little mad, right? I get mad all I want. And it's okay. I have the right to get mad if I want. Doesn't mean He's going to do it any faster for me. But I can still get mad and express it. So, once again, talk to God. And while you're talking to Him, tell Him Darren says hi. Give the video a thumbs up if you will. Don't worry about praying when you're talking to God. Just talk to Him. It's like I'm talking to this camera, talking to you. So I'm talking to you right now, and I don't even know you. I haven't met you, or maybe I have. Depends on who you are. Better watch, or I'm going to get into a whole nother deep subject. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you on the next one.